Hey everyone, this is Sandeep back with 100 Days of Coding JavaScript. Today, I'm going to talk about two more data types called null and undefined. So let's jump into the video. Okay, so we started our journey with all the primitive types in JavaScript, right? So I have already covered number, string, boolean. Today, I'm going to talk about undefined and null. Last data types, I would say. Then probably I'll come up with a separate video on symbol and big int. So let's talk about null and undefined. Null means explicitly assigning the absence of a value. It means like forcefully you're assigning some value to a variable. So I'm going to just copy this code just to save some time. I'm going to paste it here, right? So let's go like step by step. So what I did here, so I have defined a variable user and have explicitly assigned a value of null to it. I didn't assign any number. I didn't assign any string, right? Anything. I have explicitly said null. And why you need to do that? So sometimes maybe like you're building a login application, right? And in that case, probably initially the value of user will be null, right? So there will be no user who has logged in. Okay, so once the user has logged in, we are going to change that value to user is equals to Sandeep. So the logged in user now is Sandeep or anyone else. Okay, and later on, maybe when the user has logged out, again the value can become null, right? So explicitly I'm saying, okay, user is null, then user is Sandeep, and then user is null. So finally, if I log here, right, value of user, you'll be able to see the output. So I need to open my developer tools. You see that null. I'll print this here also, right? Once I'm assigning the value. So if you see here, right, the value got Sandeep, then after assigning it, so initially it was null, then Sandeep, and then null. Pretty simple, right? That's what, I mean, this is pretty quick topic and we'll cover it quickly. Next, let's talk about the undefined data type. Okay, so I'll go to my notes again. Undefined is a value implicitly assigned by JavaScript when you just declare a variable. Okay, when you declare a variable actually, and don't assign any variable and doesn't assign any value. It should be doesn't actually. I should change it. Doesn't and doesn't assign any value. Okay, so undefined is a value implicitly. So we don't actually we never assign undefined to any variable. It is assigned by JavaScript implicitly, internally, I would say. Okay, when you declare a variable and you don't assign any value. So let's copy and paste. This is pretty simple actually. So I'm going to paste it. So I have this username variable here. Okay, variable username. I'm using variable. I should change it to let. So let username console.log username. What will happen in this case? It's going to return me the undefined value because JavaScript has implicitly assigned this value, something called undefined. We don't need to write it down. It happens automatically. It is done by JavaScript automatically. So we don't need to assign anything. So if I go back, you see that I'm getting undefined. So when you want to forcefully assign a value, you can use null. And when you don't want to assign any value, JavaScript implicitly assign undefined as a value. Now probably let me try some things here, like say suppose I do console.log. Let me try to do some like concatenation using the null value. So hello user, if I try, let me see what output we get. So we're getting hello null, and I'll try the same thing with username also, hello user name, and let's see what value we get. So we get hello undefined. So you can do the string concatenation also, but just to summarize, when you want to explicitly assign the value, you can use null, and it's like presence of some empty value. And when you don't want to assign any value, you can just leave it like that, and JavaScript implicitly assigns the value called undefined. Cool. So I hope this is helpful. I'm going to see you in the next video. This is pretty quick, right? So, until then, you take care. Goodbye, and thanks for watching the video.